Hello Internet, it is I, Malik Aaron, and welcome back to another gameplay video. Today we are playing WWE 2K22 for the Xbox One. This came out in 2022. This game is rather important when it comes to WWE games. Why? Because the previous game that came out before this, well, previous mainline game, not counting Battlegrounds, was 2K20. A game that is notorious for its low quality, large amount of bugs, and just being one of the worst wrestling games ever released, if not the worst wrestling game. So, yeah, the failure of that game caused 2K21 to not exist. That game got canned. And so they, instead of just pumping out a new game, they just decided to wait and take their time for once and make sure a 2K20 doesn't happen ever again. So that's how we got 2K22, which was received well. And I'd argue the games quality wise have improved since 2K22, but this was like the starting point of like a new era, a better era for WWE 2K games. So yeah, it'll be interesting to play this. Again, I haven't played it in like a few years, so yeah, it should be fun. So yeah, let's do this. All right, we are back on the Xbox One, and now it's time to play some 2K22. All right, Rey Mysterio as the cover star. Now we just wait for the game to get past this point. Yeah, don't try to homeschool, right? Obviously, because they don't want lawsuits. This was the old intro that they don't use anymore. Okay. Huh? Current save date. Well, not much I can really do about that. I, you know what? Doesn't matter. I don't think it does. Um. Okay. Uh. Okay. I've now run to a problem because I can't do anything. So I'm gonna have to do some investigating. Okay, had to mute the TV because there's literally nothing else I can do. Turns out I did some digging and this game has been delisted off of the Microsoft Store. So if I wanted to say play it or at least install it, I can't. Not really. I only can install it via the disc. And I tried everything. I've been sitting there for like the past few minutes trying to figure this out, trying to work through it, but it's nothing I can really do. So basically, I'm kind of screwed here. So yeah, not exactly what I wanted to do. I wanted to show up like the showcase mode because I remember beating it like years ago, and having fun with it. Wanted to like show up universe. I wasn't gonna do my faction because who cares about that. I want to do like my rise, my GM. I wanted to, but I can't. I am locked out of everything. I can't access everything. Everything's been grayed out. Look at that. Nothing is happening. So the only thing I can do really is play like some basic matches, like some basic one-on-one matches with a very, very limited selection of characters, because that's what you usually do when a game's like installing. Like when it's like all ready to start, all you can really do is just play like singles matches, and then once the game actually like the rest of it loads, and once the rest of it's installed, then you have like access to everything. But I can't do that since every bit of DLC and shit has just been wiped. So that's fun. Real fun. Okay. Well, this won't be a long video because I'm not just about to play like 20 matches. Okay. But I guess I can just show you what is in this game that I can't access anymore. We got 2-on-2s, triple threat, fatal 4-way, 5-man, 6-man, 8-man, handicap, Royal Rumble tournament, 8-man being like ladder matches and stuff like that. 6-man's like Elimination Chamber, Money in the Bank, Armageddon, Hell in a Cell, all types of matches. We're going to do 1-1. So who are our... I don't know how many characters. I think it's like less than 10 usually when a game's like this. So who do we got? Because I can definitely talk about them. So we got Alexa Bliss. This was during her run with The Fiend, Bray Wyatt, RIP to him, where she was just kind of like they were together. The Fiend kind of brainwashed her, and then we had like Firefly Funhouse and all that, and she was like by herself with Lily. It was weird. It didn't really work. And then eventually they sort of kept it but dropped it at the same time. And then it seemed like she was going back to being with Bray like in 2023, but then she got pregnant, and then Bray tragically died later that year. And Bliss was gone from television for 2 years until she came back very recently at the Royal Rumble, got the biggest pop of the whole night, and now she's back on TV. So, yeah, I'm happy for her. I'm glad she's back. Will she be doing something at WrestleMania? I don't know, but I'm just glad she's back. Big E. Ooh, this is a sad one. So Big E, when this game came out, I think right at the same time this game released, he broke his neck during a match. It was Ridge Holland. He tried to like a overhead belly to belly suplex, but it went wrong, and Big E landed right on the top of his head on the concrete, broke his neck. It was awful, an awful moment, and he's basically retired at this point. Although recently with the story development, how like Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods betrayed him, blamed them for the group stagnating. Seemed a story like that makes you think maybe he might come back to wrestle and deal with his former teammates like Kofi and Xavier, but I don't know. Maybe. I mean, Edge came back from like a career-ending neck injury when it's just like, oh, he'll never wrestle again. But then, obviously things changed with him. So the jury's still out if that will ever happen, but I don't know. If it won't, then Big E had a good career. He got to be world champion. He got that. So, yeah, I say he had a really good career. And I wish, he didn't have to retire, but it's wrestling. Shit happens. But yeah, I'm glad he's doing all right now. Damian Priest. Okay. When this game came out, Damian was directionless. Completely and utterly directionless. He came onto the main roster after his stint in NXT. He was just kind of there, not really doing much of anything. He was US champ, but then that one was just kind of a nothing burger. He lost to the Finn Balor, which I bet that's a title reign you all forgot about. And then it felt like he was just completely directionless. And then he and Edge started Judgment Day, and then they brought in Rhea, and then Finn joined the group, and then they all kicked out Edge, and just felt like the group was just going to be like this low level act. And it felt like, I think even like Damian or Finn, like one of them said themselves, they thought they were just going to get fired. But then Triple H came in at the right time, and he righted the ship, and the Judgment Day actually became a serious group. And then the next year in 2023, every member of Judgment Day held gold. Rhea was women's champ. Damian and Finn were tag champs. Dominic was NXT North American champ. And then Damian won Money in the Bank, became Senior Money in the Bank, and then he cashed in to win the world title at WrestleMania last year, WrestleMania 40. So yeah, if anyone's benefited from Triple H's, writing, it's Damian. Like absolutely, because if Vince was still in charge, and I feel like Damian would have just been like let go. But yeah, Triple H, they basically saved Damian's career. So yeah. Then our cover star, Rey Mysterio. At this point, he was teaming with his son Dominic. Dominic, who had zero character at this point. But then, right when Triple H came in, a little afterwards, Dominic turned on Rey, joined Judgment Day, and then that led to like a really strong storyline in a match at WrestleMania 39 where you had Rey and Dominic fighting each other. And now Rey's just, Hall of Famer, still active. For how much longer, I'm not sure. But he's very much still active. And, yeah, living legend. Rhea Ripley. God, she looks different from how she looks now. So Rhea, just like Damien, completely and utterly directionless when this game came out, like in March of 2022. I mean, she came in like really strong on the main roster, had a strong run in NXT, came on the main roster, won the Raw Women's title, great, lost to Charlotte Flair, boo, and then she was just stuck doing nothing. She had the most forgettable title reign with like Nikki ASH. Remember that? I bet you don't. I barely remember it because it was just a nothing title reign. When they were tag champions. And then like Rhea and Liv, teamed up afterwards. How ironic is that considering what's been going on the last year? And then but eventually Rhea did join Judgment Day with Edge and Damian, and that helped her career immensely. And then Triple H came in, and obviously, and now Rhea has just been probably the biggest woman on the roster when it comes to popularity. I mean, she won the Royal Rumble at number 1. She beat Charlotte Flair at WrestleMania 39 to win the SmackDown Women's title, one of the best women's matches I have ever seen in WWE. She had a very dominant title reign, lost it only because of injury. Then had a really good feud with Morgan, a program with Dominic Mysterio, and then she won the title on the first Netflix Raw this year. And she lost the title last week to Io Sky in a real shock moment. And now it seems like we're going to get a triple threat between Rhea, Bianca, and Io, which I am all for. That should be an absolute banger of a match. So yeah, Rhea is now she went from just being there to now she's one of the biggest stars in the whole company. So good for her. Very much good for her. Roman Reigns, Tribal Chief, Head Table, OTC. This man, okay, he was champion at this time. He was Universal Champion. He didn't win the WWE title, not yet. That would happen at WrestleMania 38 against Brock, where he became undisputed champ. Yeah, but Roman was already champ for like almost 2 years up to this point. And the Bloodline story was just getting started. He had his feud with Jay, and then he kind of gaslit Jay into joining him and being on his side. And then Jimmy joined too. They formed a Bloodline. At this point, it was just 3 people. Roman, Jimmy, Jay, and Paul. Really, so 4. But then Sammy came in after this. Solo came in after this. And then we got some of the best storytelling in recent memory from WWE with the whole Sammy saga of the Bloodline. Which culminated at it was like Royal Rumble, Elimination Chamber, and then WrestleMania 39 in like 2023. But then Roman would eventually lose his titles at WrestleMania 40 to Cody, and it was a hella satisfying moment for everybody. And then he was gone for a bit, came back, had a feud with Solo, who took his head of the table, took his Tribal Chief, Ula Fala, that necklace they wear. And they had a feud, and now it seems like we're going to get Roman, Punk, Seth, triple threat at WrestleMania, which I'm all for. And it's a really interesting triple threat too because there's no real hero in that story. Like all three probably see themselves as heroes, but at the same time they're all villains in their in their eyes. They're both heroes and villains. Like Seth sees Punk and Roman as villains. And Punk sees Seth as a villain, Roman sees Seth as a villain. So they see each other in different ways, and it makes for a really interesting narrative. So I'm interested to see how that plays out in the next few weeks because that seems like the match we're going to be getting. Sasha Banks. Ooh, boy, the timing of this game, considering what happened in real life, is unfortunate because when this game came out, a little after this game, literally 2 months after this game came out, Sasha Banks and Naomi, who were women's tag champs at this point, they walked out because they were sick. Really, Sasha at the time was really sick of how I guess the women's division was being treated, how the tag titles were being treated, and she had enough. She and Naomi walked out of the company, and although Naomi would come back in 2024, Sasha didn't. She became Mercedes Moné, New Japan, and and then last year she joined AEW, and now she's currently TBS champ. She had a rather rough start in AEW, to say the least. A lot of people were very much against her of how she viewed herself, how she was booked, how her match quality wasn't all that good. But things have gotten better for Mercedes. But the thing is, she kind of just needs stories. In AEW, like it's not a whole lot of stories going on. There's some can be really good, like Tony Storm, Maria May. That shit was excellent. But then at the same time, you have the Death Riders, and that storyline is literally killing the company. So yeah, but what Mercedes needs is like some strong stories. If she can have those, then I think her AEW run will be salvaged, like truly salvaged. But yeah, Sasha Banks. I mean, she was one of the top women in the company. She started a women's revolution with Bailey, with their classic match at Takeover Brooklyn. She won quite a few women's titles, a lot of them being very hot shotting titles, like hot potatoing between like her and Charlotte. And then, but she actually had a real title reign with the SmackDown Women's title, and then she got the main event WrestleMania Night 1, WrestleMania 37 with Bianca Belair. Kind of surprised Bianca's not one of the characters here, considering how she really like became a star around this time. So that's kind of strange. And Shayna Baszler's here for some reason, so I guess we could talk about her. Oh, Shayna. What the hell happened here? I mean, she was doing so well in NXT. She had a stranglehold on that title. She was like because you could label like the final boss of NXT for a while until she was beaten by Rhea Ripley. Then she showed up on the main roster. She won the Elimination Chamber in a way that I don't agree with. I thought it was just like fatally flawed how she won that match, but she still won. And she fought Becky Lynch at WrestleMania. It seemed like she was going to win, but then Becky won for no real fucking reason. And then Shayna never really recovered from that. I mean, she's won tag titles. She was tag champs with Nia Jax, but yeah, it's just never been the same. Even with Triple H, like he's tried, but I feel like the damage was already done, more than done with Shayna, and it's just sad because I feel like she could have been a lot bigger on the roster, like had she was treated better by Vince, but she wasn't, and now we're here and she's just there. So yeah, there's so many other people I would love to mention here. Actually, you know what? I'm going to name like a whole list of people who are on this roster because this roster is when it released, it was probably the most chaotic and dated roster I've ever seen in a WWE video game. I'm not exaggerating when I say that. So I gotta like get like a list to show off everyone who was in this game. Okay. Are you ready for this roster? Because I'm not sure if you are. Okay. So there's like a whole list here. A Kid, I have no idea if he's even employed by WWE anymore. I have no clue. AJ Styles, he's still there. He's on Raw. Akira Tozawa's still there on Raw. Alexa Bliss, both versions. She's on SmackDown, as I mentioned before. Alexander Wolf, he's gone. Andre the Giant, rest in peace. Uh, oh shoot, sorry about that. Angel Garza, he's still there. Angelo Dawkins is still there. Apollo Cruz is still there. Arya Davari, I think he's still there, but I willing to bet I'm not sure if he's still there. That's a question mark. Asuka, she's there, but she's dealing with injury, and not to mention stalkers, and obviously that's more of a priority. Being safe, like obviously. Austin Theory's still there. Batista, he's retired. Hollywood now. Bailey's still there. Becky Lynch, I have no idea what's going on with her. It feels like she should come back anytime. Maybe she'll come back after WrestleMania. That seems likely at this point. Beth Phoenix, Hall of Famer, but she's not under contract anymore. Bianca Belair, she's still there. She's gonna be having a match at WrestleMania. Big Boss Man, R.I.P. Big E, I already mentioned what happened with him. Billy Kay, she's not there anymore. Bobby Brain Heaton, R.I.P. Bobby Lashley, he's not there. Boogeyman, I think he's under like a Legends contract or something. Booker T, he's doing NXT commentary. And Hall of Famer. Braun Strowman, he's still there. Bret Hart, retired. Basically, he just shows up from time to time. British Bulldog, RIP. Brock Lesnar, he's on ice because of the Janelle Grant lawsuit. Um, Cactus Jack, Mick Foley, he just comes around from time to time. Cameron Grimes, he's gone. Candice LeRae, she's there. Carmella just recently his contract expired. Cedric Alexander, he's gone too. Cesaro, now Claudio Castagnoli, he's in AEW, part of the Death Riders. Chad Gable, he's still there. He's out of everyone who's benefited from Triple H, he's definitely one of the few that's really benefited. See, Charlotte Flair, she's still there. She's got a match with Tiffany Stratton at WrestleMania. China, RIP. Commander Aziz, I think he's gone. Don't quote me on that. Dakota Kai, she's still there. Let's see who else we got. Damian Priest, mentioned him already. Dana Brooke, she's gone. Danny Burch, I believe he's gone too. Dexter Loomis, he's part of the White Six. Diesel, Kevin Nash, he's a Hall of Famer. He just shows up from time to time. Doink the Clown, at least the original Doink the Clown, I think. R.I.P. to him. Dolph Ziggler, he's gone. Both versions. Dominic or Dijak, he's gone. Dominic Mysterio, look how different he is. Look at that. No mustache, no real mustache, no mullet, nothing. Like he's a completely different person in 2025 compared to 2022. Like this is back when he had no personality whatsoever. Like he was like the most bland baby face you can imagine. And now he's like really good as a heel. Dewdrop, Piper Niven. She's with Chelsea Green, so she's still there. Drew Gulak, he's gone. Fuck him, by the way. From what I heard about him. Drew McIntyre, he's still there. He had Feud of the Year with CM Punk last year. There's a very prominent spot in the company. Eddie Guerrero, RIP, both versions. Edge, he's in AEW, not having exactly the greatest run in the world. Makes me wish he never went there in the first place, but what can you do? Elias, he's gone now. He's in TNA. Ember Moon, she's gone. She's in ROH as Athena. Eric Bischoff, he's not really. He's just kind of around. Eric, he's still there. Farouk, Hall of Famer, he's around. Fabian Abshar, I believe he's gone too. And I need to take a break. My arm is getting tired. Okay, we're back doing this. Fandango, he showed up recently in NXT, but he's under TNA because WWE and TNA have an agreement. Something that was even a thought in Vince's mind back in 2022. Finn Balor, he's still there. Goldberg, he wants to have his retirement match this year, probably because Triple H and WWE were just really sick of him complaining about Vince not giving him his retirement match. Grand Metalik, I believe he's gone. Happy Corbin, he's gone. Hogan's around. For better or worse, definitely worse. At least we can boo the shit out of him when he shows up. Humberto Carrillo, I believe he's still there. Ilya Dragunov, he's still there, but he's hurt. Indy Hartwell, she's not there anymore. Io Shirai, Io Sky, current women's world champ, going to WrestleMania. Happy for her. Who else do we have? Isaiah Swerve Scott, yes. Swerve Strickland. Yeah, he was literally gone before this game even came out. Then he went to AEW, and out of all the people, all the WWE stars that go to AEW, he has been definitely the biggest success story, or one of the biggest success stories, because he reinvented himself, and now he's a main event player in that company. And I'm really happy. He got to be world champion too, so hell yeah. Glad he was able to be appreciated in a company. Yeah, Ivar's still there. Jake the Snake Roberts is Hall of Famer. He's just kind of around. Same goes for JBL, also Hall of Famer. Jeff Hardy, because of the TNA agreement, he's now back on WWE program along with his brother Matt, in NXT. So that's that's cool. Hopefully, he can get his his, obviously when this game came out, he was dealing with demons again, but hopefully things do get better, and I'm hoping when he does retire, his career ends like on a high rather than a low. Jerry the King, he's gone. Good riddance. Jay Uso, main event Jay Uso. At this point, he was just like right hand man Jay Uso, but this is before he became main event Jay Uso, before he started doing the Yeet thing. And now he's, a main event player. He won the Royal Rumble. He's going to be going to WrestleMania, face Gunther for the world title. He's probably going to win, and it should be pretty cool. Jim the Anvil Neidhart, Natalia's dad, RIP to him. Jimmy Uso, still with the company. Man, Jay and Jim, they changed a lot. Like from when this game came out to now, there's been so much character development between them. It's crazy. Jinder Mahal, he's gone. Let's see. Oh, there's so many names on this thing. It's ridiculous. And this thing is starting to give me problems. Wonderful. Probably because there's so many names on here. Ugh. Okay. You know what? Let's just keep going. Joaquin Wilde, he's still there. John Cena, man who just became a villain, turned heel, the biggest heel turn of the 21st century, and now he's going to WrestleMania to face Cody. That should be a very interesting story. And we're finally going to hear from this man next week when, on Raw with Cody. So that should be very interesting to watch. John Morrison, gone. He was literally gone before the game came out. Johnny Gargano, he's still there. He's tag champs with Tommaso Ciampa as a DIY. Jordan Devlin, a.k.a. JD Madonna, he's still there. He was hurt. He'll be back. Should be in a few months. Casey Cancellara, I believe she's still there. But, she's just kind of just there. Kalisto, I believe he's gone. Kane, the Hall of Famer, he's around sometimes, both versions. Karrion Kross, he was literally, what's crazy is he was fired before the game came out, but then after the game came out, a few months later, he was back thanks to Triple H. And he's just kind of around backstage. Kaylee Lee Ray, I believe she's Alba Fire now, if I'm not mistaken. So she's still there. Keith Lee, oh man, the missed potential of Keith Lee is insane. He was gone, went to AEW. Nothing really happened there either. It was a team with Swerve, but then the team broke up, and then he's done nothing of importance since. So that's a shame. Then we got Kevin Nash. I already mentioned Kevin Nash. Kevin Owens, he's benefited a lot from Triple H being like the head writer, the main guy of creative. Now he's in a feud with Randy Orton. They're gonna have a match at WrestleMania. It hasn't been announced, but it's guaranteed to happen. And the page went down. I gotta like reload it, so hold on. Okay, now we continue. King Booker, just Booker T. King Corbin. Same. I already talked about Baron Corbin. King Nakamura, Shinsuke Nakamura. Yeah, I've heard recently he's going to be leaving WWE, which is why he dropped the U.S. title to LA Knight the way he did. Um, yeah, like his run is on the main roster is so disappointing because NXT he was like a star there. Well, in the main roster, Vince just didn't see that really. I mean, he gave him a Royal Rumble victory, but then it led to nothing because he lost his feud with AJ, and then that was it. He was just mid card for life after that. Triple H tried with him, gave him some pay per view main events, but at that point the damage was just done. So that is a shame what happened to him. Kofi Kingston still there. Kushida, I believe he is gone. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Kyle O'Reilly is absolutely gone. He was gone like before the game released. So yeah, he's in AEW. It's just there with Adam Cole. Adam Cole's not in this game, but Kyle O'Reilly is, which I find really strange. LA Knight. I think he was. Well, this was like when he was in NXT. Then he became, I think, Max Dupree. I think something like that. It was like a career-killing gimmick, and it seemed like he was about to get fired like any day. But then Triple H came in at the perfect time, allowed him to like repackage himself as LA Knight, became like a big star. People loved this man, and he's won the U.S. title twice now. He's main evented pay-per-views. I say he's done pretty well for himself. Lacey Evans, she's gone. Lana, she's gone. Lince Dorado, he's gone. Liv Morgan, boy, has Triple H really helped her in the company. I mean, Liv was just kind of there, and she won Money in the Bank in the SmackDown Women's title, but it was one of those decisions that was clearly made without long-term planning, and yeah, her reign was a bust. But when Triple H was there, and then last year, Liv, injured Rhea, like legit, but they turned to a storyline. And then she won the women's title from Becky, and then she had a storyline with Dominic, where it was like super popular. Then she had her feud with Rhea. Recently, she lost the title to Rhea, but she's had a hell of a year. I'll definitely say that. Logan Paul, it was DLC. He was just starting out wrestling. In fact, his first match didn't even happen yet. It would happen at WrestleMania 38. But man, he has really shocked everybody with just how like quick he's like caught on to like how wrestling works. Like he's definitely the best celebrity wrestler WWE's ever had. And yeah, I mean you can hate him all you want. I personally don't like him, as a person, but as a wrestler, he is more than all right. Mace, he's gone. Machine Gun Kelly's in this game for some reason as DLC. Macho Man, R.I.P. Mandy Rose, she's gone. Mansoor, he's gone. Marcel, bro, this is before he became Ludwig Kaiser. This is before he got his name changed, but he's still there. Maurice, she's not really there. Mia Yim, she's there. Mickey James, she's as a Legends contract. Montez Ford is still there. I'm not mentioning the person right next to him, Mr. T's DLC for some reason. Murphy, he was fired. He went to AEW. He was a part of House of Black, but now it's kind of like the Hounds of Hell. Mustafa Ali, he's gone. We're not even done. There's a lot of people, a lot of people in this game. MVP, he's gone. He's in AEW. Naomi, she's back. She just did a heel turn where she attacked like Jade Cargill. So that'll be an interesting storyline to look at. Natalia's still there. Nia Jax is still there, even though she was fired before the game released, but she came back later. Nikki ASH, Nikki Cross. We can just forget about ASH because she's just Nikki Cross is not part of the White Six. Omos is still there technically. Onsi Lorcan, I believe he is gone too. We gotta Keep going. Keep powering through. Otis, he's still there. Papa Shango, Godfather, he's just kind of around. Paul Heyman, the wise man. I just saw him on Raw. So he's very much still with the company. Pete Dunne, this is before he got the really stupid change of Butch, but then he became Pete Dunne again. He's still there. Peyton Royce, she's gone. R-Truth's still there. Randy Orton just came back to TV, so he's still there. Raquel Gonzalez, this is before she got her name changed to Rodriguez. She's there as a part of Judgment Day, as is Liv. Forgot to mention that. Raul Mendoza, I believe he's gone. I think so. I may be mistaken. Razor Ramon, R.I.P. He died like right when this game was coming out, so that was really tragic. Reckoning, oh my god. We already talked about Mia Yim, but this was like her what was it, Retribution character. It was really bad. It was really stupid. And then Rey Mysterio, all types of Rey Mysterios, because this was this showcase. So a lot of the matches here were represented. Matches with like Eddie Guerrero, JBL. This was '08, so Kane, Dolph Ziggler, Batista. That match with John Cena, I really fucking hated. That really grinded my gears back in 2011. Or I think it was against Miz, but yeah, that when Cena beat him for the title, that pissed me off legit. And then his classic match with Eddie at Halloween Havoc 97, and then there's like this DLC, another version of him. Rhea Ripley, God, remember her when she had blonde hair? Yeah, different time. Yeah, obviously talked about her. Ric Flair, he's around. He should just probably stop at this point, but I don't know. But Rick Boogs, he's gone. Ricochet's gone. He's in AEW. Just had like a feud with Swerve. Riddle's gone. Rikishi's around. Road Dogg, I believe he's writing again for SmackDown, I think. RVD's a legend, so he's just kind of there. He's around. Robert Roode, he's not wrestling anymore. He's a producer. Roderick Strong, he's in AEW. Roman, I already talked about him. Ronda, she came back around this time, but her second run was such a disaster, man. It was so bad. And then she left under like just the worst of circumstances. Roddy Piper, R.I.P. Sami Zayn, his career changed quite a bit. Into like when this game came out to now, so much character development because he was involved in the Bloodline story. Of him and Roman and Jay, Jimmy and Solo, really, really fucking good stuff. And recently he just had a blood match, like I guess an unsanctioned match with Kevin Owens. That was a 5-star match. Really good shit. Yeah, Sammy's done very well under the Triple H era. Let's see, how many more people do we got? Too many of so much to discuss. Samoa Joe, he left. He's in AEW. Santos Escobar, I believe he's still there. Saray, who even remembers her? She's gone. Sasha's gone, as I mentioned before. Scarlett's still there. Scott Hall, Razor Ramon mentioned him, so R.I.P. Seth Rollins is currently in a blood feud with both CM Punk and Roman Reigns as we speak. He's, one of the biggest names in the company. He was the biggest name when Vince was in charge. He's one of the biggest names when Triple H is in charge. So, yeah, good stuff. Shane McMahon, he was fired before this game came out because of the Royal Rumble 2022. That whole fuck up, that whole debacle in that match, and he's just kind of he wanted to buy AEW, but then Tony Khan allegedly ghosted him. So yeah, so Shane's just kind of in limbo as speak. Shawn Michaels, Hall of Famer, retired. He's running NXT. Shane, I already mentioned her. Sheamus, he's still around. Shelton Benjamin's in AEW. Shinsuke Nakamura, I already mentioned him. Shotzi, I think she's injured, but she seems poised to come back. Slapjack, I forgot who that was, but I'm pretty sure he's gone. Sonya Deville, she's gone. Stacy Keibler, I don't even think she's in the Hall of Fame. She's just kind of there. So I don't really know what she's doing. Stephanie McMahon, she's now kind of with WWE again because she was CEO. for a bit, or chairwoman for a bit, but then Vince came back in 2023, and then so she left, but she's like coming back into the company. Austin, Hall of Famer. Six, X-Pac, Hall of Famer. T-Bar, he's gone. Tamina, I believe she's gone too. Ted DiBiase, Hall of Famer. Tegan Knox, she's gone. Brian Kendrick, he's very much gone. Hurricane, backstage producer. Miz is still there, both versions. The Rock is now part of the WrestleMania main event again, except now he's aligned with a heel John Cena because he wanted to take Cody's soul. Cody said no, and Rock said, okay, that's fine. And then Cena betrayed Cody, and now the two are going to be, Rock and Cena are together. So that's interesting. Should be an interesting road to WrestleMania there. Undertaker, Hall of Famer, he shows up like whenever. Timothy Thatcher, I believe he's gone. Titus O'Neil, I think he's still there. He's basically retired at this point. Tommaso Ciampa, he's tag champs with Johnny. Toni Storm, AEW, the women's champion over there. Probably had the best women's, no, not definitely. She had the best women's storyline in AEW history with Maria May. Trent Seven, I believe he's gone. Maybe. I'm not sure. But I wouldn't be surprised. Triple H, running things, running creative. Seemed like, shit was getting like real bad for Triple. I mean, he just like retired because of like heart problems, because of like a cardiac arrest moment. And NXT was changed, and it just felt like it felt like Triple H was gonna leave, but then the stars aligned, and he was able to take over creative, and it's been the best thing that has ever happened to WWE since like the Attitude Era, because it's done nothing but good for the company. Trish Stratus, Hall of Famer, has her 25th anniversary as a wrestler this year. Tucker, he's gone. Tyler Bate, I believe he's injured, but he might come back. Tyler Breeze, he doesn't really wrestle, but he's a part of Up Up Down Down. Let's see, yes, only a few left. Ultimate Warrior, he is, RIP to him. Same to Umaga and Vader. Walter, now Gunther, he's world champ. He's had a really good run under Triple H. Wes Lee, I believe he's still there. I think William Regal, he's there, but he's like backstage. X-Pac, I already mentioned him. Xavier Woods, he's still there. Xia Li, I believe she's gone. And Yokozuna, RIP. That was long. That took a long ass time because so many people and so much shit has changed in the company. Like, it's fucking madness. But while we're here, might as well play some matches. I guess I can do Roman Reigns against Big E. Can do that. That way I can show you at least how the game plays before I uninstall this game, because there's no reason for me to even like have this game anymore. And okay, I gotta mute it again. Okay, now I can unmute it. And I have no idea how this game plays. I haven't played it in like 3 years, so I'm gonna be really confused. With those like unicorn kicks. Alright, there we go. Hindered the trajectory of his career, but looking at Big E now, he finally looks like a man who is ready to live up to his capabilities. I wouldn't say that, Corey. Hold on, let me see the controls. Okay. Reversal, light attack, grab. RA, okay. Alright. Okay. DDT right there. You know what that elbow drop? Oh, I just remember this was like during like the bad days where Michael Cole had to deal with like Vince yelling in his headset. So it's like another benefit of the Triple H era. He doesn't have to deal with that anymore. Damn it, he missed. Oh, jeez. And there goes Roman. Oh, what was that? See, this game had like really cool like camera angles that really weren't like seen in other games. Because the game had like a rebuilt engine, they had to like rework a lot of things. And the game turned out a lot better because of it. Because they actually had time to make a game. And to like really like perfect shit. What was that? Like he forgot what he was doing. Uh-oh. Okay. This is... that was like a 2.9. Not even a 3, that was a 2.9. Oh no, we're really doing Fight Forever chants. That's more associated with like AEW at this point. They even named their game after that chant. Oh no, why are you calling him the big dog? He's not the big dog anymore. It was like when he was a tribal chief. Oh, this is like his submission. I was wondering what he was doing. I should be able to like spear him. I just run at him. Okay, this is like guillotine. Yeah, it's over. I mean, what else is gonna happen? Very pixelated Roman Reigns. Okay. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I guess we can do 3 more matches. Well, there's 8 people. I can do. Oh shoot! Gotta like mute that because of copyright. Okay. So we did Biggie and Roman. I guess we can do Damian and Rey Mysterio. So we can do that. Then we can do, I guess, 2 women's matches because that's all I can do, and then we're done with the video. So, yeah. And then I'm done with this game for good. I mean, I already beat like the showcase build back in the day. Well, really, back in the day, like a few years ago, but yeah, I already beat that, so like, I'm not really losing much. Completely missed. Okay, I can. Okay, you can like go like backstage. Well, not. You can go backstage. But you can go into like the crowd here. And I believe in 2K23 or 24, there's like a little section that you can use to. Okay, it is in this game. Okay, cool. I'm gonna have to disqualify myself, but that's fine. I think it's gonna end a double count out.
He's got eyes on that ring to avoid the count out. He climbs into the ring.
Why can't I attack the rope?
Catches the kick. He's able to avoid that.
All of that.
Mysterio. Shoulders down the count. He's not going to go down that easy. He's got scouted.
Wrecked. Get his ass. Oh, jeez. Undertaker style. No. Nope. Oh wait, he doesn't. Well, he doesn't use that anymore because since Cody's come back, he used the Razor's Edge now. And that's it. Okay. Still women's match. Of the 4, Alexa against, you know what, let's just make things bad. Shayna. And match that was just trash at Hell in a Cell 2021. Okay. No, just wait. Boom. Oh, what was that? There. She had all day to move. She did not have to stand there. So that's our own fault.
For interpretation outside of those three very clear directives. And then nobody's been harder to figure out than Alexa Bliss. People may think she's a palm, but truth be told, she's more like the puppet master.
Well, remember when Byron Saxton was like doing commentary?
She likes to keep her opponents on their toes, shifting personalities on a dime, and she is never not in control of the situation.
Break the count.
Showing our competition what a real superstar looks like. A nice shot by Alexa Bliss.
Give me the chair. Oh my God.
Knee right to the jaw. Good night. Bliss counters. The jaw getting rattled.
I don't know why I can't just grab the chair. Kind of weird.
Absolutely no.
You go like under the ring, get like a kendo stick. Not enough. That was satisfying. I just wanted to show up as some weapon attacks. Okay, one more match. Rhea, Sasha. And I forgot to mute. Okay. Now I'm just getting flashbacks of Michael Cole being like, "It's boss time!" Just getting flashbacks. Yep, blue hair Sasha. I still remember when she came out with like blue hair, and I was like, "Hell yeah!" And she's actually gonna, you know, be treated better. I mean, she was for at least a little bit. She got a WrestleMania main event. And she had her like few storyline with Bailey, where they basically dominated the whole division, both being like tag champs and both holding singles titles at the same time. Shit was epic. Hit her right in the arm. Oh damn! That was fast. Well, let's go all the way over.
She's on unsteady legs in the corner, needs to recover, and she's just stepping back.
Uh-oh. Cutscene time. Mm.
And another just non-stop aggression. Banks had that worst coming. She was out of the way. Rhea Ripley in command right now. Precision attacks by receiving Rhea Ripley. She had scouted. And Sasha wasn't looking hopeless anymore. Prime opportunity now for Banks to get some separation and gather herself. Ripley gets her back.
When has Rhea been able to do that? Like, since when has Rhea been like that athletic? I mean, I've never seen like Rhea do shit like that. I completely. I just stood there like an idiot.
considered, Cole. It's not a bad condition to be in at this point in the match. Oh, she responds to that counter. She anticipated that one.
God damn it, she countered. Oh, okay, never mind.
It's just a step behind there. Reversal on top of reversal. Stops that counter. And another counter.
Oh.
All measured up. Kick to the spine. This is self-destructive. Right to the kidney. Answering back. One panel applied.
Riptide. How's that not? I mean, that's our finisher now.
Absolutely.
What the hell is our finisher? Why is that running so weird?
You can't take much more of this. Yeah, not looking good at all. Yeah, the offense is looking too legit right now.
I want to do like a roll up. Make it like super underwhelming. Okay, I guess that's not an option. Wish it was. There we go. Roll up. It didn't even have to be a roll up picture. I just made it like the. She's all like, "Oh damn it, you stole the victory." You know, I did nothing wrong. There's Rhea's like original theme. I like her new theme a little more. Like the "This Is My Brutality" like before, like that. When she comes out, she gets like a big pop on that. When you hear that, like, but yeah, I like her new theme more. But that's really it. There's literally nothing else I can do. So I'm sorry it had to be this way. I certainly did not want it to be this way. I actually wanted to like explore this game, but I can't, and that's completely out of my control. Like I clearly waited too long to do a gameplay video on this, but you know I had a bunch of games to do before this, and yeah, I didn't know what was gonna happen. So sorry about this video. I will make it up for you though. Now, I originally had another game planned. I had for the PS2 Incredible Hulk, that gameplay video plan. But you know what? To make it up for this video, the next video we're gonna be playing 2K24. It's only fair because I can actually play that game on this channel, and it's the only WWE game it was the only mainline game I've yet to really touch on this channel. I play like all the others. 2K24 is the only one I haven't, and that's gonna change because I couldn't do shit with 2K22. So, again, really sorry. But yeah, I guess that's it. That's all. Make sure to subscribe, like this video, leave a comment, turn on notifications, share the whole drill. You want to check out more videos like this? I got playlists on the homepage, all previous gameplay videos I've done on the channel. I've done all types of games, different eras, genres, console series, you name it. WWE, I've played more than a few of these games. I've played damn near every one in the mainline entries except 2K24, which will happen next time. What else? I've played a bunch of other stuff too. The Day of Reckoning games, WrestleMania 18, 19, All Stars. I had Legends of WrestleMania. I don't have any more, but I might buy it again for just to play on the channel. There's Crush Hour. That's a weird one. Yeah, I've played more than a large chunk of WWE games out there. I also played some WCW games, none of them being very good. I also played TNA, Impact, played AEW Fight Forever. I played those. So, want to watch any of my wrestling gameplay videos? You can go right ahead. And yeah, that's it. That's all. I am out. Goodbye.